you might be the problem. We just have to be very accepting of the fact that not every relationship is going to be healthy. Not every person that we might have considered a friend at one particular time is supposed to be our friend for the rest of our lives. There's a lot of people that we come in contact with. Why would I be with someone who does not want me to take care of my body? What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Marissa. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for tuning into another video. If it's your first time, thank you for clicking on this video. So today we're going to be talking about healthy relationships. How can we build them? How can we find them? How can we sustain them? So at some point in our adult life, we might get tired of chasing these what seem to be toxic relationships, or at some point in our lives we probably have experienced some sort of toxic relationship, whether that is romantic, platonic, it could be family, it could just be friends, it could be some type of professional relationship. So no matter what your experience has been, the majority of the population has dealt with some type of relationship that has just been unhealthy, not good for us, doesn't help with our growth, doesn't help progress us, doesn't help with our mental health or stability, right? It doesn't align. So today we're going to be talking about how we can find these relationships. How can we sustain these relationships? Why do you keep finding these people? If you're a woman who's maybe out here dating, if you're a man who's out here dating, maybe you keep coming across these people that just don't have healthy traits, or they don't have a healthy lifestyle. And we're not just talking about healthy in terms of physical or like eating, nutrition. We're talking about healthy literally from the inside out. So going from your mental space all the way to what you put inside of your body. That's what we're talking about today. The number one place to start if you are looking to find healthy relationships, or maybe you want that shift, maybe you want to start finding friendships and people in your community who support this new you that you're trying to become. Maybe you were the toxic one. Maybe you are a toxic person and you're just like tired of your own crap, right? And you're just like, I need to make changes. Maybe it's going to start with me changing my surroundings and changing my environment and changing the people that I spend time with. So let's talk about the most important relationship that comes above all. That is the relationship with yourself. You cannot find a healthy relationship until you have a healthy relationship with yourself, okay? It's going to start with you. So taking the time to reflect on your actions, reflect on your thoughts, reflect on, why do I keep finding these people? Why do I have a problem with everyone that I come in contact with? It doesn't matter where I go. If I'm working, I tend to find issues with someone that I work with. When I'm dating, I tend to find issues with the person I'm dating. And not saying that these aren't normal or just natural things that happen, but the common denominator might be you. You might be the problem. It's very important to sit and reflect on, okay, what can I change about myself? Or how do I feel about myself? What is my self-esteem like? What is my confidence like? What are my values? What actions am I taking? How do I treat people? How do I talk to myself? How do I talk to other people, right? These are really important questions that you should ask yourself. But above all, we're taking people out the equation for now. How is your relationship with yourself, okay? If your relationship with yourself is not good, that's going to be a direct reflection on your relationships with other people, okay? If I'm sitting in the house and I just only say negative things about myself, and every time I get in front of the mirror, I find something wrong with me, or I don't give myself credit for putting in work, I'm constantly stressing myself, and I don't ever give myself flowers or credit for anything that I do, I'm not gonna have a good relationship with myself, okay? It really starts with you. So before you are able to find those good, healthy, nourishing relationships that build you up, you have to build up yourself. And I think a lot of us get it confused, and we think that when we find a person that healthy, that beautiful, that just like passionate love, that's gonna change them. or they're gonna change once they find that person. That's not the case. First of all, that person who loves themselves, that person who talks nicely to themselves, that person who shows up for themselves, that person who does the most for themselves, who takes time for self-care, who takes time to become a better person, who reads, who is interested in personal development and all of that, they're not messing with you if you have so much going on and you're bringing negative vibes into their space, okay? Think about if you were just this person that just had all this good energy, right? And you just had a positive aura around you, and every room that you walked into, you just lit it up, and people could just tell like you were just happy and content with your life and you had confidence. If you were that person, would you want to deal with you if you were a negative Nancy? If you were someone who didn't have your life together, if you were someone who is just trying to find someone else to fix their life, would you want to deal with that person? The answer is probably no. So before trying to go out here and find Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, you gotta check your energy. So what are some ways that you can work on yourself? You can find a therapist, you can journal, you can meditate, you can find support groups or communities that are focused on love, self-love, growth, just becoming a better person, self-development. You can get a coach, a personal coach, to help you go through whatever it is that you're dealing with, right? And a lot of the times, like when we have a bad relationship with ourselves, or when we don't love ourselves, or we don't like ourselves, or we feel like our life is just not good, a lot of the time we have to do work on our mindset. It starts here, literally. Like it starts with the way that you think about yourself, the way that you think, the way that you see the world in general, right? And that's why a lot of people talk about practicing gratitude, because when you have a mindset that is grateful for things around you, and you can see the positive and you can see the good in the world and the good in people and the good in yourself, your outlook on life is going to be much different than someone who just sees the world in a negative lens. So maybe you've already done the work on yourself. Maybe you're currently doing the work on yourself. Maybe you have learned to love yourself. Maybe you are talking to yourself nicely. Maybe you are surrounding yourself with more positive vibes and people who uplift you and people who support you and all that. But now maybe you're looking for more intimate relationships, or the relationships that you do have, maybe you're trying to shift them. Maybe you want to work on them so that they can be healthy, right? So how do you go about that? We just have to be very accepting of the fact that not every relationship is going to be healthy. Not every person that we might have considered a friend at one particular time is supposed to be our friend for the rest of our lives. There's a lot of people that we come in contact with who maybe served a season in our lives, and maybe we were a different person at that time when we were friends, or when we were in a relationship with that person, and maybe we're different now. That is life. You literally outgrow people. Sometimes you outgrow yourself. You outgrow your BS. You outgrow the old actions you were doing. If you're someone in your 30s, think about how you acted when you were in your early 20s. When I talk about my early 20s, I was out here in the club, I was drinking, I was partying, I was living my best life, I was being very reckless with money and all of that. And when I look back now, I'm like, I'm nowhere near who that person is. And it's not like I don't understand, you know, who that person was. I understand the growth and the evolution of life, and that you do have to go through phases, and you're in your 20s, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to go through those phases. Your 20s should be fun. Your 20s should be a turn up. Your 20s should be a learning experience. If you are the same person that you were at 21 and 34, something is wrong here, okay? And this is what I'm alluding to. Like, if you have not changed, or you have not progressed, or you're not making positive changes, something is off. You need to take a step back from trying to force these relationships and blame other people and try to find the issue with other people, and find it within yourself, because it's most likely with you. You have to do that deep internal work. And a lot of the times when we do keep coming across these toxic relationships, and we do keep finding these people who are no good for us, or influence us in a negative way, or they don't support our healthy habits. I've had friends who have told me that their men don't want them working out because they feel like they're fine with how their body looks, like that is a red flag. Why would I be with someone who does not want me to take care of my body, who does not want me to work out and exercise and do something that's not only good for my physical health, but my mental health, you know? So you just have to be smart enough to hear and notice these red flags, but not only hear and notice, but to do something about it. If somebody's telling you something that you don't like or something that is conflicting to the life that you're trying to build or the person that you're trying to become, that person is not for you, and you got to move on. Take the L, move on. It is what it is. And this goes with friendships, this goes with partnerships, this goes with romantic relationships, family, whatever it is, it does not matter. If people are not supporting your growth in a positive way and people do not ultimately see where you're trying to go in your life and they don't support that, then they are not the people for you. They are not supposed to be in your life, at least in a close proximity. Not saying that you can't have people in your life who don't have the same values as you. Maybe your best friend, she doesn't like to work out, but you're a gym rat and you like to be in the gym 5 days a week. Not saying you guys couldn't be friends and not saying that you guys don't have similarities or things in common, but what I'm saying is you just have to know what people to keep close to you and what people to keep a further distance from. Using your discretion when it comes to other people's motives and other people's lifestyles or the way that they see you or the way that they treat you is very important. You have to use your discretion, and along with your discretion is your intuition. I feel like those two things go hand in hand. I feel like discretion is a little bit more mental. Discretion is a little bit more like logical, right? Like if you're using your discretion, it's more like you're thinking about the reasons why or why not you should do something, or you should keep someone in your life, or you should be friends with someone. Whereas your intuition is going to be that natural instinct, right? It's going to be that natural feeling that sometimes you can't put your foot on. It's just this natural feeling that you can't help. Think about how many times you've said to yourself or you've said to other people, I don't know what it is, but I just have a feeling, right? That is literally your intuition. If you have a feeling, if you have a little inkling, or you have something in your mind is telling you not to do something or not to go along with something or to not follow through or to not hang out with this person or to not let this person in your life, then you are most likely right, okay? You most likely are right. How many times, I don't know how many times, I've literally felt it in my gut, felt it in my soul that I did not need to be hanging out with this person or I did not need to be dating this person, and I ignored my intuition, and what happened? I regretted it because it wasn't for me. It wasn't right. It wasn't the right person. It wasn't the right time. It wasn't the right setting. I shouldn't have been in this setting, right? I shouldn't have been around these people, but I ignored my intuition because I thought I could change the situation, or I thought I could change a person. You cannot change anybody but yourself. So if you're someone that is in a relationship and you feel like you can change someone or you can influence someone, yes, you can influence someone, absolutely. But it's ultimately up to that person if they want to change, if they want to do better, if they want to treat you better, if they want to treat themselves better, if they want to start doing better for themselves, if they want to improve your relationship, the relationship that you guys have, it's up to them, okay? So never be hard on yourself about wanting to end something if you feel like it's truly not good for you. And I feel like us as women, like we sometimes just really go against our intuition when I feel like that is the strongest thing that we have within ourselves. I feel like God gave us an intuition so that we have that discretion, right? So that we could make those decisions, so that we could make smart decisions, so that we could go about life going in the right path. Your intuition is going to lead you in the right path, or it's going to move you away from danger, which is ultimately the right path. So I really hope this conversation was helpful to you guys. If this resonated with you, if you want to continue the conversation, definitely drop a comment. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know if there's anything that you agree on, you disagree on, any extra thoughts or anything like that. Let's get the conversation going. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, share this video with a friend. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Follow me on Instagram at WristFitKitty, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.
Yeah.